beat on it one time, hoping it wouldn't be me. I was just hoping the universe would work out. It didn't work out like that. All right, these demographics, man, it's nice. I don't know. I was raised in an interracial household. Like it was a whole bunch of mixed kids and me, and my mom tried to teach us all Black history. And 15 minutes later, they all looked at me like, "Hang that nigga!" And it was just like, nah, it's not working out. This shit ain't working out how it's supposed to. I don't really know. But growing up, I'm learning about the world, and I'm learning. I feel like post-nut clarity can really change the world. You know, if y'all know what post-nut clarity is, it's when you jack off and you make a really big decision. Sometimes you're ready to make a big decision and you just haven't cleared your nuts out, and as a man, that shit is a toxin. And it kind of makes you like Bane and make you a super villain. I tried this, it's tried and true. I bought a car. Actually, I went up and looked at the car first, and then the dude was trying to convince me it was a good deal, and I wanted a couple $1,000 off, and I just went home. I jacked off. I thought about it. I went right back, and I was like, "You got a deal, sir." I did write this joke before all the turmoil in the world happened. I just posted that clarity could change a lot of shit. Like imagine 9/11, like 4 of those terrorists ran into thick-ass Latinas on 9/10 just the day before at the club. They just clubbing it up, eating quesadillas and shit, figuring out that pork is really good. You don't really have to be Muslim, and they eat carne asada and shit. This thick-ass Latina dancing on them. And then the morning of 9/11, you get the call from his terrorist brother. I'm like, "Where the fuck you at?" He's like, "Man, hey, I changed my life. You know, I turned my life over to God. I'm a Christian now. I done ate the Mexican rice and beans." I don't think y'all understand the dating game. Like, I ain't been in the dating game for a minute. Like, it's basically all my adulthood. I got out of high school with my girl. But I feel like it's just the dating game is weird now. Like, the apps and shit, and like you meet a bitch on Tinder and like you fall in love with her and you try to make it work. And like, I know, like, usually when you meet a girl, like, you try to get into what she into, but then you find out, like, she a dick taxidermist, and like, she taxidermizes dicks, and you just walk in the house and, "What all these human post-mortem dicks around for?" And she just like, "Well, I'm really into it." And like, "You cute, dude. I fuck with it." And then she sucked dick good, so you stick around, and now you get into it, and now you got rhino balls in your man cave, and you got your homies coming over, you're like, "Yeah, it's just an elephant dick." And you know, I really like it, and my girl got me into it. He's like, "Man, what happened to you? You changed." You be like, "Bro, that pussy good, man." All right, long story short. To be honest, I don't know how to date the game anymore. I don't think it's quite fair for men anymore. Men don't got good chips on the table. Like for us, we only got like a couple of chips. We only got a couple of options that we can do. Like as a man, you either need a lot of money or a lot of dick. You can't stray from those two. You can't just come up to her and then be like, "Hey, babe, listen, hear me out. I ain't got no dick, all right? No dick. But these balls, you've yet to see these nuts. You see bad negotiating chips, bad." And then women be like, "Oh, men are so shallow. All you want to do is fuck." Bitch, bruises up. You caught me. I guess. Like, what do I gotta do? Do I gotta make you some zucchini motes? Can I eat your pussy now? Can I? This is not a conversation I wanted to have with these type of people in this room, but I'm having it. You know, I have uncomfortable conversations all the time. I love being around white people. It is a healthy alternative to Mexicans. It's healthy to be around white people. It's akin to drinking a kale smoothie, you know? It's like I'm gonna choke this motherfucker down. It's like, "You doing okay there?" I'm great. You doing? Y'all not acting like clients. One. Michigan. I want to be around black people when the Lions win. White people when the Lions win, it's just different types of drinking. Like, y'all like PBRs and shit. I like when the Hennessy get pulled out. I'm like, oh yeah, somebody smashing a windshield tonight. And then, yeah, not necessarily the couch, but you burning a lot of weed. It's a lot of weed. I smoked an absurd amount of weed when the Saints went to the Super Bowl. I don't remember them winning because it was just a lot of weed. It was just I went to a white wedding this past weekend. It was quite fun. It was beautiful. They had it out in nature. Bunch of fucking mud. They don't know. Niggas like to wear white shoes, and I wore some not freshest Air Force Ones. Muddied the fuck up. But the horse carriage drew us out there. Felt hella slavey. But during the ceremony, it was so nice because I figured out like white people do shit and they don't really realize like how stupid they look, but they're so innocent. Because she was trying to do a prayer. And she was like, okay, if everyone in the crowd could just reach their hand out in this prayer. And it was a crowd full of white people just going like this. And I was just in the back like this. I was like, I don't know, I'm Muslim. I don't care. The Lord and Savior Christ, Jesus is a part of my religion, but I don't care that much. I don't know if y'all know, but what's going on in the Middle East right now, we don't need a Nazi signal out this bitch. And they had it at a wedding ceremony. And, I was pretty terrified. I was scared. Mainly because the groomsman is a part of the military and he had the whole shit on. And I was like, oh my God, America is Nazis now. Shit, I need to get out. I'm going to Jamaica. Y'all. I'm out of here.
Literally, it's like one of the first things you learn after walking, talking, and what it means when mom mom says you're gonna get it, you little shit. Fucking run for the neighbor's house. They have Playboys and just, I don't know, soda. Steakhouse, you know. My buddy though, he's just like, no man, it's a legitimate sport. I'm like, no, it's not. It's a fake sport invented by Big Shoe to sell sneakers to depress people. Just, it's not hard. Just fucking. And he's like, well, all right, well, big guy, why don't you do it then? I was like, all right, well, when is it? It's tomorrow. I'm like, fuck it. I was pretty drunk when this conversation happened. I was like, let's do it. Show up the next day, race day, got my brand new running shoes on, start line, and I run. 6.2 miles later, I crawl across the finish line with a fractured foot and 2 bloody nipples. You know what? Fucking finished. No training. Yeah, my buddy, he was waiting for me because he trained like a dumbass and like finished way earlier. Like he didn't get his full money's worth, if you ask me. He's like, man, I've never seen such a level of athleticism and self-destructive behavior in my life. Yeah. So that just like backed it up. I'm like, yeah, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like I can run a 10K, no training. I can, if you need someone to fight a bear, I will punch that fucking bear in the face, send them back to the forest. I don't give a shit, you know? So if you're gonna ask me, can you ride a horse? Shut the fuck and give me a horse. Like, I'm gonna do this, you know? So I'm prepared to put this guy in his place, you know? We get up to the front of the line, and I'm like, all right, man, fucking. He looks me dead in the eye, and he goes, yeah, we're gonna put you with a group. Wait, what do you mean? Like, you need me to guide them? Or he's like, no, you're clearly don't know what you're doing. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, dude, you're wearing skinny jeans and Adidas. Like, no one's showing up looking like Ad Rock and just nailed horseback riding. It's a good, fair assessment, sir. I didn't even fight him. I was like, all right, like, what was I gonna do? Like, I can fight a bear. No one cares. No, I'm not gonna allow it. So he goes, all right, we'll put you in the group. And I'm like, all right, whatever, fine. I'll lead it. And he says, whatever. And he goes, go over there, flood a waiver, get you all set, it'll be fun. All right, cool. So I go over, so I flood the waiver, the little waiver corral, because, you know, it's Western. And start filling it out. So all the standard stuff, name, emergency contact. And the very bottom says, do you want to wear a helmet? Check yes or no. Now, I'm a safety first kind of guy, so I want to wear that helmet. And I look, and no, it was already checked off on the waiver. Oh, shit. I go back to this fucking dickhead at the counter and be like, hey, I'm a bear guy. My waiver's already been started. No, it's checked off on the helmet question. And he goes, yeah, we just don't have helmets. So, we just signed put no on all of them. I was like, wow, that's a very clever legal loophole you found there, sir. So filled it out, no helmet, got on the horse, girlfriend and I, this older couple, and the guide. It's going to be an hour-long trip. We're going to see beautiful landscape, tons of history about immaculate homes. It's going to be awesome. But 20 minutes into this ride, the old guy in our group is having the worst day of his life. He's screaming in pain. He's yelling at the horse like he was holding the flashlight wrong. This dude was just going off. He was pissed. Apparently, he had just had a hip replacement surgery. Not something to do before horseback riding. It's not a good idea. And he was just yelling at all of us like it's our fault. His wife was withholding his bike in it unless he'd go on the horseback ride. Which I think she did, which ironically the horse's name was Vicodin too. You always give horses kind of stripperish names. His horse named Vicodin, girlfriend's horse named Destiny, old lady's horse named Diamond, my horse just fucking Doug. I had the college dropout of horses. My horse would definitely do a 10K with no training. That's how dumb it was. You know? So the guy comes back to us, he's like, listen, this guy's in pain. I gotta get him back to the stable. You and your girlfriend just take the horses, they will autobot you back to the stable, no problem. You'll have so much fun. And he took it off. And holy fuck was that guy lying. He was so bullshit. We got to we start going, I was like, all right, everything's good. Then we go fork in the road, her horse goes left, mine goes right. Hers was pro-choice, and I love guns. It was just a whole fucking thing. We started fighting. That was scary. We got lost. We were supposed to be seeing like the beautiful homes. We could see the fucking shitty poor people houses where the fudge makers lived. Got to see the fucking Keebler residence. That was fun. We got so lost. We had our smartphones out on horseback looking for Google Maps. Like, where the fuck is this state? We were like time traveling assholes. It was not good. We finally get back to the stable on time. Like, we make it there. We're like, all right, hell yeah, we did this. I was like, I fucking told you I could. And I go to the guy working. I'm like, hey, it's me, your new full-time guide. How's Hip Guy doing? He goes, boy, this is Mackinac Island. We have far more animal and horse doctors than people doctors. We had one of them look at it. The doctor said it is fucked. So we just shot it. Hey, you guys have been phenomenal. Thank you so much. Nice Charles Sobel.
Thank you, Brian. Hi, everybody. Hey, I grew up adopted. I was adopted twice. The first one didn't take. Yeah, give it up for adoption. Give it up for adoption. That's what they said to my mom. Yeah. Yeah. When I was a kid, I was actually adopted twice, and that's kind of weird. The first time I was adopted, I was an infant and everything. And when I was a kid in school, the other kids would actually make fun of me for being adopted. Brian, why do you go home after school? You don't have a real family. You're adopted. Right, so mean, right? Well, at least I know my family wanted me. Yours had to take whatever popped out. My parents, my adopted parents were kind of weird. Like when I was 7 years old, our family cat died. We dug a hole in the backyard to bury it, and I'm standing there next to the grave, holding my mom's hand. And I look up at her and say, Mom, am I going to see Toki in heaven? Now, you might think that she ruined my childhood telling me that cats don't go to heaven, but that is not what she did. What she said was, Brian, as an adopted child, you were conceived out of wedlock, so you don't have a soul. But they still took me to church every Sunday. Why? The second time I was adopted, it was actually a great story. When I was in my 30s, I was reunited with my biological mother. And in my 40s, she adopted me back. Which is great. So nice, thank you. And the thing is, she lives in Mississippi. That's where they did all the paperwork. And they used the paperwork date as my new birth date. So I have a Mississippi birth certificate that says I'm 13 years old. Or as they say in Mississippi, it's time to settle down. That's kind of nice being 13, My wife says my body is going to start going through some strange and wonderful changes. I told her if my voice drops again, she won't be able to hear me. She said that'd be okay. My family, though, is all super smart. My mom is a nurse practitioner, so she has a master's degree. Her husband, I call him Dad, he has a PhD in finance. My aunt is an MD PhD, so she's a doctor. My uncle is an attorney. My cousin and her husband are both PhDs. My other cousin and his wife, both Chinese translators. My one brother is a teacher with a master's degree headed toward his PhD, and my other brother and his wife both have PhDs in computer science, and I'm a comedian. I don't have any of those things. I don't even have a BA, except my initials, Brian Atkinson. No, I was always one of 3 or 4 Brians in class growing up, and so welcome to the Midwest, where there's a shortage on names. So there was a Brian M, Brian B, I was Brian A, so you can always find me on the socials and website and everything. It's Brian A Comedian. That's really easy and everything. But when
I get a text or an email, every day somebody spells my name wrong, and it comes across like part of the human anatomy. Brain, thank you. Yes, yeah. So I feel like if they spell my name wrong, I get to spell their name wrong, so I write back, thanks, liver. Sure thing, spleen. And then my friend Bob, I spelled his name with 2 O's. I call him Bobo. I have a lot of friends named Steve. Again, shortage on names. But I have little nicknames for them so I can tell them apart. There's Stever, Steve-O. There's Architect Steve, he's an architect. There's Yahoo Steve, he works at Yahoo out on the West Coast. And there's Garbage Steve. He's really just kind of an idiot, but I didn't want to be derogatory. There's Girl Steve, Stevia. She's very sweet. And my brother is married to Michelle with 1 L. She's just Michelle. My other brother is engaged to Michelle with 2 L's. She's Michelle Lama. My wife's brother just got married to, wait for it, Michelle. Yeah, so she's new Michelle. And then one of my oldest and dearest friends is also named Michelle. And I love her very much. I don't want to call her old Michelle. So I just say she's the first Michelle. The first Michelle. No, but when my family, and they're all in the Deep South, when they say my name, if you were to write it out phonetically, it would be B-R-I-I-I-I-I-I-N. Brian. You guys are making a turkey or some pickles? I'm not sure which. You know, but the first time I ever talked to my brother on the phone is when I found out how southern they really were. I called up the house and answers, hello? David? Oh, hey, Brian, man, a friend of mine has had baby. Just talking about you. We know the hospital. Don't take a look at it. I thought I had called Boomhauer from that show, King of the Hill. No, the thing is, he is a teacher, and he teaches petroleum science. So he's perfectly capable of speaking clearly. He gets up in front of his class every day. All right, now today, class, we're going to talk about propane and propane accessories. He's the entire cast of King of the Hill. And the first time we actually got to meet, I got to meet my other brother at the same time. We were at our mom's house, and we started paging through their photo albums and all the school pictures and stuff. Because I wasn't around for that, so I didn't get to see them grow up. They missed out on me like that. And so we're paging through. I start cracking jokes. I'm like, oh, guys, you don't have any of me. My brother goes, wouldn't it be creepy if we did? After all, you don't have a soul. But we do have pictures of Tokies. Thank you guys, you were great, appreciate it. Time to keep it going with your host, Brian B.
I've been thinking about my day job. I don't know about how much I like it, but comedy, it doesn't always pay the bills till you're 2 or 3 decades in. That seems to be the trajectory there. So I don't know. I'm trying to think about what I would want to do instead. I think I'd be a really good private investigator. Not an official cop, but an off-the-books cop. I think I'd be good at that. I think I'd be good at the parts of that job people think are really difficult, like a stakeout. It's what do you do for a stakeout? You park somewhere and you stare at people, and maybe you eat snacks if you're there for a long time. I do that already. Just start paying me for it. It's not loitering, it's gathering intelligence. I don't know. I'm not the perfect alibi in mind. If I get caught doing it, I'd be like, oh no, I'm just a creep, dude, and they believe me. It worked. I think I'd enjoy that job because the main thing you're going to be doing is people are going to hire. It's going to be women hiring you because they think that their husband is cheating on you. They need you to get proof of that. I would love that. That's just the Lord's work. I would enjoy that. So I did all that proof. start doing it. And they're like, sir, is this your wife? And he'd be like, no. I'm like, yeah, I know, you're busted. And I throw a photographic proof right there. It'd be fucking awesome. It'd be so cool. I'm in my 40s now. I'm trying to take better care of myself. So I went to like the eye doctor recently. At the end of my exam, he was like going through his charts, and he was like, so here's a new prescription. You don't need bifocals, but you will in this decade. I was like, this decade? Like, that's the most vague diagnosis I've ever gotten. Like, that guy went to med school. Still gave himself a good 10-year window before my eyes were gonna totally shit the bed. Like I wanted to prove him wrong. Because you know, a lot can happen in this decade. Like I could get LASIK or die. Let's see who's right in the end. It's like, alright, you know, maybe I gotta get my eyes a little bit strong. You know, I can start training my eyes. I can train my eyes so hard I'll become like the Rocky of looking. You know, like Rocky would go in the meat locker, pounding those slabs of beef. I'm just gonna stare at them. I'm going to a lot of doctor's appointments lately because, don't do this, folks. I took like 7 years off from going to the doctor, and that is a tactical error. There's like no reason. I just didn't feel like going. That's not a good reason to put on your health history form. Why didn't you have a primary care physician between 2015 and 2022? I just didn't want one. They wanted to do all kinds of tests when you have that gap in your medical history. They wanted me to do a sleep study because they were worried I might have sleep apnea, which if you're not afflicted, that's when you stop breathing while you're asleep. And that's bad. That was like news to me. I thought I was just being efficient. Like one of those new cars that shuts off at a red light. Like the motor doesn't need to run right now. They didn't see it that way, so I ended up having to do the sleep study, and I did that. I got my results back, and they recommended that I use a CPAP when I sleep. So I've been doing that since like the beginning of the year, and I guess it helps, but I was kind of like bummed out to get that news at first. So it was never something I thought I was going to have to deal with. Like basically I'm just like 2 years away from sleeping in that tank Darth Vader chills out in. Like that's how bad it's gotten. I was like complaining about it in a group chat with some friends. Like, yeah, I use a CPAP now. This sucks. And they're like, why are you so upset about this, Pat? I was like, well, you know, I'm a single guy. Like, what if somebody sleeps over some night and the last thing they see is me strapping that CPAP to my face? So I'll die next to them. And my one friend Robert was trying to give me advice. He's like, Pat, don't worry about it. What you gotta do is fuck them so good they don't even notice. It's like, well, that's a lot of pressure. I don't know if I have. Ignore a life-saving apparatus did.